All right. Hello. These are Bartitsu canes. And red and blue and all of the red and blue ribbons double for tournaments as judging batons, and with the ribbons, fighters. Ribbon wraps. These range anywhere from, I think my shortest is like 2 feet and some inches, all the way up to like 3.5 almost. And they're PVC, almost entirely. PVC core, and then on one end, there's a PVC cap. Now there are 2 ends to this. They are both capped with a rubber cane stopper. But on the one end, the cane stopper is a smaller, I think it's like 3/8 inch, then I've wedged it over top this 1/2 inch piece of PVC. On the other end is like a 3/4 type cane stopper, so it's much larger, it's fatter, it's more like the head of a king, and that is wedged over top a 1/2 inch PVC cap. So these shafts are all 1/2 inch PVC, and they hold up pretty well. I think part of the reason for that is I am using, let's see if I can find like an end piece, probably about 1/2 inch wide electrical tape, and I start at one end of these. I'm trying to remember which end. Maybe the end cap? I can't find the end right now. Start at one end, get it going, and then I have it overlap about half of the previous length. So it is a very, very tight wrap. I guess maybe about 1/3 of the previous length. And as a result, let's take these. Oh, I finally got one to shatter. Well, that ruins that idea. This one's still fine though. That's the first one I've shattered in 1.5 years. Well, darn it. Otherwise, they've held up actually pretty good. Wow, as I say that, I'm actually shattering these. Do I just hit harder than all of my students? What the heck? Evidently, I hit harder than all of my students and all of the HEMA bros that have used these. Okay. Well, this idea is now ruined. I promise otherwise, they've held up great all the rest of this time. Wow, okay then. Have they just finally hit the end of their lifespan? I'm not sure. It's also like freezing cold right now, so I'm wondering if it's just they're cold. Alright, now this length doesn't want to shatter. I'll be darned. Whew. That's kind of really depressing for those ones to shatter. Darn it, they've like held up great this entire rest of the time. Ah! Well, electrical tape previously hadn't failed me on being able to keep these guys from shattering. I know I've run demos or just kind of like had fun against steel weapons with these even, like long swords, and they've held up. So the bane of their existence is cold weather. Darn it, okay. That's kind of really depressing. Oh. Well, the other type that I might end up using, because now I want to try to figure out how to, maybe they just have a finite lifespan of about a year. Because I've had these for probably 2 years. So I've been trying to think about when I made these exactly. And I think I made these back in either 2018 or 2019, early 2019. But honestly, because I've been so busy with grad school the past like year, I can't think of when I would have had time to make these last year. So I really think these are from 2018. And given kind of how cleanly this shattered here, like that to me says it's gotten old. Like it's just gotten to be old. So this is probably 2.5-year-old PVC at this point. I mean, it's not like it's gotten used in quarantine, right? So it's probably been it's been at least 6, 8, 9 months since it's been used and thwacked on. So it's just been sitting in my garage heat cycling for like a good number of months at this point. Prior to this though, like I said, it had survived a ton. I'd hoped it had been able to survive more for a longer time. I'm a little surprised some of these longer lengths didn't just shatter and that it was the stick I was beating with, although that kind of makes sense. Yeah, on the shorter lengths where they don't have as much room to wiggle and give on them, they shattered pretty readily. But on these longer ones where they actually have room to kind of move through that it hit. I spoke too soon! So! Wow. It's been great up until this moment. Of course, when I'm trying to like show it off, right? So, this sucks, man. It's been like, it's worked so well up until this moment. And now it just wants to fail. This one though is still trucking. Actually kind of impressive. I'd kind of like to know what's going to fail on me though now before I like put it in the hands of students. So I'm kind of okay with this. Not really. But I'd rather have it fail on me here than in the hand of my students. So, I mean, hey. And I guess this is kind of your point, right, into your question, right, Russ? About, like, how do you mitigate it failing? How do you get it to mitigate just shattering? All right. You can see my breath probably coming off. It's freezing cold. One, don't use PVC in the cold. I think that's first takeaway.